Welcome to the coreross channel. As you can see, we have just passed 70,000 subscribers. So every time I get a 10,000 sub increase, I do a special video kind of revealing more about myself or about how I make videos on YouTube. So what we're going to do today is look at the entire income I made from YouTube for 2016. So this is the Creator Studio, where YouTube tries to give it a fancy name, but it's the back end of my channel. I can see my 11 million views in total, 70,000 subs, my upcoming videos here, my analytics for the last 28 days, latest comments, but we want to get over it and talk about money. So we're going to go analytics. This here is the last 28 days, and I've made almost $800. This here is like the end of December, and then this is January. So we're going to take this all the way back. We're going to custom range on a date. So we're going to go all the way back to November 2015. And this is to show you what my normal YouTube income used to be. So 1st to the 30th. So this is very much when I was doing YouTube as a hobby. Make about $20 a month, get about 25,000 views. And this, for some reason, was my biggest video like every single month. I released it in 2013, but for some reason it would bring in the same amount of views. It's still my highest viewed video on YouTube to this day for some reason. And then I've got these other videos that I did for Destiny that I loved, and they didn't do too bad. They brought in a good chunk of views themselves. But this was basically a normal month. But let's move into December. So what had happened is I had been made redundant from my job a couple of months before this, and in total I've been made redundant 3 times in less than 10 years. So I kind of wanted to try and figure out a way of making money myself where I wouldn't have to rely on people who kept fucking up. So I decided to make a series, and that was Mythbusters Rainbow Six Siege. And this little spike right here, so this is my normal amount of views I would get. You know, just about 1,000 would just be under, maybe beat it a couple of times. But this here is me releasing the Mythbusters Rainbow Six Siege. So you can see I managed to get 2,000 on the first day it came out, and then 2,600 on the next day, and then everyone forgot about it after that. And this is Mythbusters episode 2 coming out. And you can see the income's gone up quite a bit compared to the previous month. And you can see things like likes, dislikes, comments, big differences in numbers there. But the freaking talking dog from GTA 5 is still winning. The Mythbusters episode 1, 5,000 views for this month. You can see the Destiny one's still holding in. And episode 2, which came out, published on the 31st, managed to grab 2,000 views. Not bad for the very end of the month. And you can see the first episode came out on the 13th. So that was out for a while, and it only got 5,000 views. So let's take a look at January. This is where everything really changes. So you can see right here, 37,000 views, $48. We're going to go to January now, and 300,000 views, up 700%. $300. Likes are up 1,400%. Dislikes are up 400%. Comments are up 1,000%. Shares are up 700%. Videos and playlists up 1,000%. And subscribers are up 2,000%. So in December I had 2,000 subscribers, and then in January I got 4,000 more, which was just incredible. And you can see here things started to change. So this video that got originally in December 5,000 views, it now has 100,000. Episode 2 got 60,000, episode 4 got 40, episode 3 got 50. So everything's finally beating Talking Dog, although it did get a boost in views. And you can see my audience here. We got most of the audience in the United States. That's why I've set this to dollars. Normally I'd look at this in pounds, but I've set dollars because I figure most of my audience is for America, and dollars are also very easy to convert to other currencies. So let's take a look at February. So we are looking at 300,000 views and $360. Let's see what happens in February. Now, January is usually a very bad, or this is what I've found out, very bad month for ad revenue. So usually when you get to February, you get a big boost. So let's see. And yeah, we got 700,000 views and almost $900, which is pretty damn cool. We've got 7,000 subscribers now in this month, which is crazy, up 88%. Likes are up 100% from the previous month. And you can see episode 6 has been released and doing very well. You'll notice this video quite a lot in the upcoming months because for some reason, episode 6 is like way more popular than any other video in my Mythbusters series. I don't know why 6 is so goddamn important, but people for some reason click on this one way more than any other episode. Alright, let's move on. So we're going to go from February to March. So in February we had 700,000 views and almost $900. Let's see what happens in March. We go down to about 600,000 views, $700. We're red everywhere, which means we're getting less than the previous month. And then that's because February was a very good month, I think. You can see episode 6 is still up top with 166,000 views for that month. Episode 8 is behind it with almost 100,000. And you can see the Mythbusters are really starting to take over the top billing of all. So let's move on again. We're going to go on to April. So we're looking at almost 600,000 views, $700. We're going to move on to April and see what happens. So we're going down to 460,000 and $430. It looks like we peaked at about 25,000 views. Episode 8 is doing pretty good at 60,000. Episode 9 at 70. Episode 6 still bringing in views at 50,000. I think that's kind of it. Yeah, nothing else to look at there. So let's move on again from April to May. So we're going from these figures of about 400,000 and $400. And we're going to look at May. And holy moly, 1 million views. Up 100% and $1,000. So we're looking at a 1-to-1. You know, if you take away the 3 zeros here, that's about the same income. So we're 1 million, 1,000 income. Likes are up 100 odd percent. Dislikes are up about 200%. Comments are up 1,000. 1,500% up in the shares. And this is because I got to go to a special event that Ubisoft held for Dustline, which was in Cologne, Germany. I got to spend one night in Cologne, Germany, and I got to play Dustline alongside Icy Cat and Serenity. So it was freaking sweet. And I couldn't believe that I got invited. I was like mind blown when they contacted me. I was like, I have to make sure this is actually legit. And it was. So it was amazing. So I got to do this exclusive gameplay, which brought in 100,000 views. You can see the Mythbuster video for Dustline coming out as well with 127,000. I revealed all the headgears as well for 141. Although some of these still haven't been put in the game yet. And you can see some of my gameplay videos are also bringing in some decent views as well. This is why I make those gameplay videos. They really do help actually bring in that little bit extra income. Like this one brought in $40, not bad. This one brought in $50, so pretty sweet. So this month was very, very good. May was a really good month. Let's move on to June. And we're going to hit apply. So 1 million views, 1,000. Now look at that. We've gone from 1 million to 800,000, but we've made more money. So there's more expensive adverts on YouTube right now. And this is because E3 is on. And I actually got invited to E3 by Ubisoft. This was a total fluke. Someone who was going from the UK with Ubisoft backed out at the very last minute. And they went, all right, you want to come with us? Because I was pretty much the only person available. And I was like, hell yeah. So I managed to go to Los Angeles for 5 nights. And it was a life-changing experience getting to go to E3. So it was absolutely incredible. And I really shouldn't have been invited because the closest other YouTuber that got invited to me had 800,000 subscribers more than me. I had about 30,000 or maybe even less subs at this point. So it was mind-blowing that I got invited. Absolutely crazy. And like the furthest away YouTuber had like over 10 million subs. It was just unbelievable. And you can see my Mythbusters are very much filling up the entirety of the kind of watch time here. So let's go from June to July. And we are going from 800,000 views, $1,000 to 500,000 views and about $600. And you can see Mythbusters yet again filling up the entirety. Again, for some reason, episode 6, way more views than anything else. Don't know why. Let's move on. We're going to go from July to August. And I'm going to hit apply. 1 million views again, $1,300 for this month. And you can see we've got Skull Rain coming out now. You can see I'm getting a lot of views on that Mythbusters. And again, episode 6, for some reason, bringing in over 100,000 views. Even almost keeping up with the brand new content. Crazy. Oh yeah, and we got one gameplay video. Managing to muscle in on the Mythbusters. And yeah, we got 22,000 likes, 800 dislikes, 3,000 comments, 1,000 shares, almost 3,000 videos and playlists, and up 7,000 subscribers. So now we're going to move from August to September. And we can see that we are going from 1 million views, $1,300 to 900,000 views and 1,700. So a good ad revenue on that. We can see Mythbusters is really doing well. I've got my top 10 myths. That was kind of a filler while I was waiting on more myths coming out. And that one did really well because that was the one where they introduced like the claymore and the impact grenades. So there was a lot to test. Like I originally thought I would do like 3 or 4 Mythbuster episodes and that would cover it. But it ended up being such an in-depth game and it continues to change so much that I can keep making 1 or 2 Mythbuster episodes per month and still have new content, which is crazy. We can see that 6 is still here, bringing in a lower amount of views, only 30,000. But still not doing bloody bad, is it? We got the Scary one. We've got some patch notes bringing in a little bit of views. Another gameplay video down here bringing in more views. And more gameplay popping in there too. So, pretty good month was September. So we're going to move into October now. And we make 700,000 views. But we still managed to make over $1,000. So we're getting into the holiday season. So adverts, of course, are starting to get more and more expensive. We made 4,000 subs, 16,000 likes. Damn, that's a lot. We can see Mythbusters here bringing in 200,000 views. So you can really start to see that the game is getting more popular, which is also then giving me more views. Because to begin with, other YouTubers, like big established YouTubers, kind of gave up on Rainbow Six like after a month of it being out because they didn't think it was actually going to be successful. So the fact that I kept making content for it meant that when Rainbow got more popular, I also got more popular, which is of course really good, and hopefully I also helped make Rainbow more popular. I don't know if I did, but hopefully I did. So yeah, Mythbusters is doing really well. Top 10 Myths has also brought in 69,000. Some gameplay videos are doing very well. And again, it's just good to have these gameplay videos for that little bit extra income. It just helps me pay the mortgage. So everything here is looking pretty damn good. But now we're going to move into my best months on YouTube ever. So we're going to start with November. We're going from 700,000 views and 1,200 income to 1.2 million views and over $2,000, 28,000 likes, 895 dislikes, 4,000 comments, 5,000 shares, 4,000 videos in a playlist, and 6,000 subscribers. And this is where I was starting to learn. Like this one here, try to highlight it, but that's not good. So this here was when I really started to learn how to do things better, because when I got invited to the Dustline event, the thing about actually getting invited to it meant that I couldn't work on the actual videos while I was there. So it was kind of hard to actually cover the event. So when Red Crow was revealed, I knew how the event was going to be run, how the YouTubers that were there were going to cover it. So when it actually happened and I was at home, I could cover it so much better and so much quicker than I'd ever done before. And it bagged me 200,000 views, which was really good. Like, I don't think I've had much videos that have even, I think that actually, yeah, that is probably the best video I've ever released view-wise, because it just was like, bang, so many views so quickly. And you can see that my Mythbusters for Red Crow was equally popular as well. Like I'm saying, the Rainbow Six game itself was getting more popular, so there was more people watching the video. And you can see doing pretty good on everything else. You can see we've got gameplays, we've got more kind of in-depth looks at Rainbow and more Mythbusters. And a little bit more variety, which is good rather than just being Mythbusters. And of course, views and income was the best I'd ever seen. So let's move on to December. And we are looking at 1.1 million and $2,300 in income. We can see I'm topping out at about 80 odd. Oh yeah, let me quickly check that, because I think November was my best single day. Let me just check. Yeah, 134,000 in one day. So November was freaking good. Like, let's just go back to December. So the best day out in December was 85,000. Still not too bad. Not big compared to like a big YouTuber, but not bloody bad at all. So 25,000 likes, 1,200 dislikes, 3,700 comments, 1,100 shares, 5,000 subs. We can see Red Crow still doing very well with 200,000 views for this month. Chachanka special came out with 127,000. I did my Christmas special, which I think is definitely where most of these dislikes came from. But I loved it. Brought in about 100,000. We've got a few gameplays and a few Mythbusters in there. So that's December. Now let's actually look at the entire year. So yeah, we can do last year, 2016. So I got a total of 50 million minutes watched, which is 95 years. 95 years of people listening to my monotone voice. That is freaking unbelievable. That's mind-blowing, that number. So you can see the freaking watch time. Like, that would have been probably the November bit right there. 9 million views, up 2,200% from the previous. My God. Almost 200,000 likes and 6,500 dislikes. So that looks like a pretty good ratio, I think. I'm quite happy with that. That is freaking awesome. 32,000 comments, 17,000 shares, 24,000 videos in playlists, 65,000 subscribers. So that is absolutely wonderful. We can see, yep, like I said, episode 6 for some reason is at the top. We'll actually put this by views. So yeah, episode 6 was 860,000 views. Episode 1 only didn't even get 400, didn't even get half the views of episode 6. I just don't know. I wish I knew why the hell this one was so much more successful than the rest. But yeah, and everything else is kind of close to like the 300 to 200,000 range. And yeah, episode 6 brought in double the income of everything else. So I hope this kind of gives you an insight into the money I make. I've not done any sponsored content or baked in adverts or paid for videos. And I think that's probably because I'm from the UK. We don't really like advertising here. So every time I get offered something like that, I'm like, I don't really want to do it. I probably should, really. If I'm smart, I should do like sponsorship for the Mythbusters and stuff. But I just don't feel it's a good idea. And even though that'd be less money, I think that's a wiser choice. So yeah, you can see I made a total of $14,159 for the year of 2006. And yeah, that's it. I hope you liked this video, guys. I hope this kind of gives you a good insight into the money I've made doing the Mythbusters series. And I plan on doing it for the entirety of 2017 as well. My main goal is probably and hopefully to get a job full-time and do YouTube part-time. Still do stuff like the Mythbusters, but do it as a part-time kind of hobby rather than what I'm doing now. But if I have to continue doing this as a full-time job, I'm totally going to do it, because obviously I got to pay the bills one way or another. So guys, thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you next time.